Always nice to see the bank open here, even afternoon on a Saturday, as we see Chastity Carter with the aggressive take there. She's going to be tied up. Looks like a foul is going to be called against number 20. That's Michelle Johnson. So Carter and the team there in the black will keep possession. Here's Eubank with the floater. It won't go. A rebound inside. Top of the key with it. Nice push the other way. Initial shot missed, but pieces picked up and cashed in by number 315. Shelby Gibson. Michelle Johnson gets the rebound. She's clearing it out. Another steal. That's triplet. The steal comes number 28 Eubank with the pull-up. She's off the mark. Got the pleasure of Coach Jonathan Hemingway joining me on the mic. Definitely appreciate that time, Hemi, as I know you started the campers off with a solid speech, and you'll be moving around from station to station all day, so we appreciate you joining us here on the webcast initially.
Hey, thank you, Marcus. You know, if the SUVtv is in the building, I've at least got to get a couple of minutes on the microphone.
Hey, we appreciate it, Chief. So, you know, your thoughts on some of the players that we have in this game. We see Chastity Carter, Ansley Eubank out there, Michelle Johnson getting involved with a nice finish coast to coast.
I tell you, Marcus, this is a good opportunity for these young ladies to come out here and compete. As you see, Bria Dial launch that long-range jumper. But, you know, a number of quality prospects in the building. You see, you know, Eubank and Carter both on the same squad here. You know, not to mention Mary Triplett out there, number 26 in black. So we're very fortunate to have these young ladies in the gymnasium, you know, being able to kind of get, as we promoted it, a tune-up for the high school season.
Great tune-up indeed. At the free throw line right now is number 144. As you mentioned, Bria Dial.
Yeah, Dial was a kid that, as she dials up that free throw right there, we had a chance to watch her on the broadcast with the Tennessee Flight back at the end of the road championships. Really like her style of play. She's one of those forwards, you know, she's got the big frame, but she's also skilled enough, you know, to be able to shoot the long-range jumper. You know, she's going to be one of these kids that we're going to be talking about for a long time here from the Tennessee area.
We've talked about plenty here from this part of the country and part of the state. And like you said, plenty of more to come. Johnson swings it over to the wing. Three-pointer on the way. Splash. That's number 47.
That's Emily Beard, also of the Tennessee Flight organization. Actually a high school teammate at Dixon County with Chastity Carter. Really skilled kid. Had an opportunity to watch her play. She was back with us, you know, in March at the Coach Hemi Showcase at Riverdale High School. She continues to get better. She launches this second three-pointer on the way, and she's really getting to it here right away. I think that our video coordinator, Chris Watkins, is going to have a field day breaking down this game tape.
And she's showing a prime example of hand down, man down on her the past few possessions. Here, Team Black with it. Too much zip on the pass there. It was intended for number 143, Alexis Whittington. Be out of bounds, back over to Team White.
Yeah, really fortunate to have, as you see, Caroline Patrick here with the basketball. Just a number of quality prospects and a nice drive there by Patrick. You know, one of the things that we saw from Patrick at the Fab 5 camp was her ability to shoot. And, And now she's really taken to heart, some of the things that we talked about her, you know, ability to put it on the floor and, try to create a little bit more off the deck. She's really developing that all-around game these days.
Trying to do the same as well with Johnson. She misses. But again, it's Caroline Patrick right there getting involved on the offensive glass.
And Patrick has great size, 5'10", maybe even 5'11" on the wing. But I really like the fact that she's not just floating around the perimeter, showing that extra energy to go, chase down, second chance opportunities as you see her get that easy lay-in.
Trying to get it inside. Trying to kick it back out, three-pointer. Nothing but net. It's number 143. Whittington again.
Yeah, Alexis Whittington, another one of those Tennessee flight kids. Coach Tom Insel has just got the pipeline of kids, rolling in here in this Middle Tennessee area. Whittington, showing that classic Middle Tennessee touch, showing the long-range jumper. But let's not overlook the fact there, Marcus, of the nice kick-out pass from number 142, Maddie Wright. 2016 post player, Maddie Wright, we're talking about here now. Great size, good skill. As you see her flashing into the lane, I really like her ability to play in the high post, even be able to hit the spot-up jumper.
Yeah, and I saw the post move that she made a couple possessions ago. Didn't get the shot to go, but just the footwork alone shows you that potential when it comes to post moves.
And right on cue, Marcus, you're getting the knack for this broadcasting thing.
Hey, man, on the mic with the likes of you, Brandon Clay, Stephen Peck, Kyle Moore, Chris Hansen, you tend to just pick up things along the way, man.
Yeah, good left-handed finish there by Maddie. Maddie's one of those kids that we've watched develop and continues to get better, time and time again.
Ball's loose. They get after it quickly. He's coming the other way. Here's Team Black with the push. Just too strong on the layup there. Here's Johnson. Johnson going to be fouled and sent to the free throw line. You talk about development and showing, other aspects of your game. Michelle Johnson as a defensive specialist. Talk about some of the other ways that she's gotten better also.
Well, you're seeing it here live in this camp game here with the footwork. You saw the shot fake and then the step through, and just bounced off of the backboard a couple of possessions before. And then you see, again, kind of the nice up and under right there. Michelle is turning into a true point guard. I remember working with Michelle back at Christian Simmons camp, as a matter of fact, at Riverdale High School. I believe that was in the spring of 2012. And she really showed her specialty of being able to lock up the likes of Crystal Dangerfield. Now you fast forward a couple of years and that offensive game is coming together. She can shoot the ball, a daughter of a coach, and now starting to handle, pass. It's really coming together for her.
Chastity Carter off the mark there on that jump shot. Quick pull up there on the fast break. It's no good. Team Black will push it the other way. Here's Carter.
Good hustle right there by Carter, and you can see why. And this is when it's a good camp, Marcus, is when we've gone 8 minutes and we haven't even mentioned the number 6 player in the class of 2016. Carter, really showing that ability to pass, pitch ahead, and everything else. But here's a new name for you, Marcus. This is a kid that we saw at the end of the road championships, number 145. That's Shayla Gardner, sharpshooter out of the Memphis area. I think that we're going to hear a lot about her in future years.
Gardner responsible for the last bucket there for Team White on the other end. Chastity Carter to inbound it.
Yeah, lots of good shooters out here on the court, Marcus. You talk about the likes of Gardner. You saw Whittington. And now look here, Eubank going to dial this one up, but can't get it to go.
Deep three-pointer. No good. Eubank with a nice rebound. Thought she was going to take it coast to coast, but she'll kick it out the triplet. Eubank just short, taking a couple shots, and you can tell she's probably not used to missing, that many in a row, but, you can tell she's still getting loose. But talk about Eubank and what we've been able to see her do just in the PSB slate of events over the course of the past year, as well as our most recent count.
one thing that comes to mind, one word that comes to mind when it comes to Ansley Eubank and its energy, you know, just from her personality off the court, and then when she steps on the court, she just brings that that instant energy. Number 28 there in black. She's a point guard, but quite honestly, she can play off the ball, on the ball. She's going to be a defensive specialist because she's going to shoot the gap. You see her, you know, working the help side right now, seeing ball and man, now closing out, gets the deflection right on cue. She just does a lot of things, you know, well, as you see the nice behind-the-back pass there from Chastity Carter. But that's going to be one of the things that, you know, schools like Lipscomb, Belmont, you know, even she's a high academic prospect, you know, possibly could get into an Ivy League school like Princeton, you know, is going to be interested. So Eubank is, you know, really fine-tuned her game over the years.
And she's got it now. Going to be fouled there on the play. Looks like the foul's going to go against Jazay Davidson. So that's going to send Eubank to the free throw line.
You know, to finish this thought about Eubank, Marcus, I love how she plays end to end. You know, she plays from baseline to baseline. Her older sister actually plays at Lipscomb University right now, a freshman. Emily had been with us on the EBA circuit for several years. And Ansley, you know, same type of player, very skilled, hustle, defender, you know, all of that good stuff.
Carter with the long rebound, pushing it the other way. Changes hands midair, can't get the shot to go. Strong rebound there in the traffic. It's number 315, that's Shelby Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson showing her ability to rebound down underneath the bucket. Actually a high school teammate of Eubank at Oakland High School here, you know, in the Middle Tennessee area, the Riverdale area. But just, you know, I can't say enough about the talent that is in here. We just have, you know, so much talent, as you see Caroline Patrick again with the jumper. Really good opportunity for these young ladies to come out and showcase their skills.
And, you know, beyond the individual skills that you see, Hemi, your thoughts on these types of events and how they also show, you know, they give players an opportunity to really show their knowledge of the game beyond their individual talents. Because I think when you're talking about the different pieces from the different high school teams and club teams, you know, these ladies haven't played with each other before. But you see a lot of them coming and playing good basketball as opposed to just showing individual talent.
And speaking of which, you see the high screen and slip right there by Maddie Wright and the extra pass being made to the interior. But you're right. You know, here you are, you're being coached by, you know, somebody on the sideline that you've never, you know, really met before. And they're probably going to ask you to do a number of different things, you know, whether it be to screen away from the basketball or to even to be able to defend or run and trap. To be able to pick up on those concepts and to do it quickly says a lot about you as a player. And again, Maddie Wright really going to work on the interior.
Really enjoyed watching her play these first few minutes. Not only the, you know, like we touched on, the footwork and some of the skill we've shown, but eating glass right now as well. But there she gets a three-pointer via Caroline Patrick.
Patrick going to play for Coach Corey Barrett over at Riverdale High School this year, the storied program over there in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Patrick being guarded by Maddie Wright. You can see Maddie doesn't really, you know, like to guard all that much out there on the perimeter. Not that she doesn't like to, but Patrick being kind of a smaller player, you know, really forcing Wright to extend her range on the defensive end.
Yeah, shout out to Coach Barrett in that Riverdale program. I know around this time last year they were talking about renovations to their digs, their facility there around there, and got to see the finished product because the before picture was pretty good also.
Yeah, he's got the players rolling in over there. We'll be able to see Anastasia Hayes coming up in one of our upcoming games. Talented point guard, just transferred over there.
Three-pointer just short. Nice hustle on the save there. Looks like she might have stepped out of bounds. That was number 35 there with the hustle. That's Taylor Vaughn. So ball back the other way with Team White. Quick pull up there. The rebound's brought in by number 41.
This is Kaya Clark. Coach Richardson spoke very highly of her. You can see her, you know, plays for the Lady Zoom, you know, coming off an ACL injury. doing a number of different things here, handling the basketball, pass and distributing. She's got good size for a guard. She's going to be a new kid, for our JumpOutPlus.com scouting report.
And we see hard work pay off on the offensive glass by number 143. Again, it's Whittington. As the high activity continues there for Kaya Clark as she ends the half with a steal. She'll miss the shot. We appreciate you joining us here at the CoachHemi.com fall workout. I'm Marcus Burnett, joined by J.L. Hemingway. We'll be back after this short halftime. And welcome back to the CoachHemi.com fall workout. I'm Marcus Burnett. As you see, Coach J.L. Hemingway touching base with Team 1 right before we get ready to start the second half of Game 1 here. We'll have 4 camp game webcasts for you here on Prospects Nation TV, powered by the SUV. Regardless of which state you're watching from, we appreciate you joining us here today. Plenty of talented prospects here on display. A couple of them that you'll want to see if you happen to miss the first half. Number 28 there in the black jersey, Ansley Eubank. As well as a consistent spark plug, number 26 there, Mary Triplett. Chastity Carter, Shelby Gibson, just a few others. Impossible to name them all there in one shot, but we'll be able to call the action so you can see for yourself as Triplett inbounds it to Eubanks, and the second half is underway. Triplett has her first three-point attempt of the game. Misses that first one, but there we see Chastity Carter as the much improved jump shot continues to be on display. She gets another bucket. A player that has a ton of athleticism, can get to the rack, also makes the right basketball play, plays for a Team Tennessee Springer team we've been able to cover several times on Prospects Nation TV. And adding that jump shot to the mix is something that already makes a USA basketball caliber player an even better one. A little bit of miscommunication there on that last pass. Ball out of bounds. It'll go back over to team 2. Here's Johnson getting it to Gibson along the baseline. Gibson trying to get it to work. With footwork inside, she's going to be fouled. Believe it's going to be against Bria Dial. That's going to send Shelby Gibson to the free throw line. Gibson out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. As Hemi mentioned in the first half, Oakland High School attendee. Good stroke from the free throw line by Gibson. Score-wise, it's a 25-20 ball game in favor of Team 2. Score is important from the standpoint of the players that you see competing out here are playing to, win this game the same way they would any other contest, but definitely more about being able to showcase the abilities playing in this setting. Score somewhat secondary. Johnson turning the corner, nice defense. She's off. Shelby Gibson all over the glass. It's the rebound and the putback. Nice work by Gibson. It's been some great rebounding inside, not only by Shelby Gibson, but also by players such as number 144, Dial. She's done a great job rebounding. As well as class of 2016, Maddie Wright. There we got number 47, Emily Beard, with another bucket. She had 3 3-pointers there in the first half. That shot off the mark. Triplet gonna try her second 3-pointer of the second half. Good on that second attempt. Nice shot there by Triplet. Here's Beard being given room. Carter with the rebound. And that's a prime example of what Chastity Carter can do. You see her use that length and athleticism to get the rebound, push it coast to coast quickly, eat the contact, get the and one. Camp rule, so and one is automatic deuce as well as the free throw after it. Just a prime example of that. We talked about Chastity Carter's jump shot complementing the other things that she can do. That was a prime example of the bread and butter right there. Here's Eubank. Passes it inside. Nice defense by Gibson. She blocks the Dial shot attempt. You hear Coach Mike Maynard telling his team, hey, you got to run with her. Shelby Gibson did just that. She's rewarded. Finishes the layup in stride. Nice job of running the floor by Gibson. Was one of the people I follow on Twitter is Coach Jesse McMillan of the Norcross basketball program there in the Atlanta area. A team that's put out several NBA players, one of the winningest programs in Georgia. But he talked about how your bigs should be able to get you 1 or 2 points off of layups each half just by running the floor. And if not, then something or someone needs to change. And I think Gibson's last bucket was a prime example. It was, nothing flashy, nothing extraordinary, just did a good job of running the floor and was given a bucket as a result. Last bucket was scored by number 27, Allie Golden, out of Hutland, Tennessee. And Michelle Johnson, good from the free throw line. Johnson, the younger sister of Michael Johnson, the member of the Notre Dame women's basketball program. EVA camp and Coach Hemi participant as well. There's Kaya Clark with the triple. As Henry mentioned, coming off the ACL injury and doing well. But right back at you the other way. That's number 81, Jose Davidson. Neither team has been shy about the three ball here. Davidson has the most recent one. We got a little post work going on. Maddie Wright. I really like what we've seen from Maddie Wright here so far today. You know, to be able to have that kind of size, run the floor, but then also be able to, you know, score with your back to the basket using post moves and footwork. The class of 2016 prospect Wright has been impressive so far here early on. Here's a three from the corner, off the mark. Whittington got the rebound initially. She'll kick it out. That three-pointer's off the mark. Nice pass ahead with patience. It's finished. 145. Again, that's Shayla Gardner. It's bucket by Gardner. Wright trying to show off the range there. Just inside the top of the key. Nice pass there by number 81. That was Davidson again. Pass was intended for Gardner. Gardner got a little crossed up. Johnson inbounded. Nice cut there by Shelby Nutter, unable to finish. Now it'll be Kaya Clark to bring it up. Just over 8 minutes left to play. They get it to the corner. Clark again. Clark's looking inside for Wright. At Wright, Caroline Patrick matchup, fun one to watch. Johnson. Good footwork and shot. Can't finish, but running the floor and taking care of business herself, Caroline Patrick. Impressive sequence there for Patrick as she'll get a breather. Not only did she guard Maddie Wright there in the post, doing a good job defensively, but then able to run the floor and finish on the other end. So I've got my man J.L. Hemingway joining me again. Hemi, I was just making a point about Patrick. You talked about her size as we see Ansley Eubank get a bucket. But we talked about Patrick and her size, and you talked about that, you know, how much of an asset that was. I think the past few minutes have really shown that.
Hey, I had to hop in back on the sideline right there and draw up a couple of CoachHemi.com plays right there. If you're a coach, high school coach, college coach, travel coach, whatever type of coach you are, make sure that you check our database of plays. My man, Coach Aaron Shuck over there, I joined him on the bench, drawing up some different actions, just testing these kids' IQ, see what we can be able to implement here in gameplay.
Yeah, it's a great resource for the X's and O's. I really love some of the feedback we got from the Minority Coaches Association of Georgia Coaches Clinic that we did last week, and very receptive to the different sets, and, you know, really just the low-hanging fruit from an X's and O's standpoint that's there on CoachHemi.com.
Yeah, I appreciate the publicity that you're giving me here on the SUVtv, Marcus, for sure, and, you know, really, you know, my background, you know, in basketball coaching, you know, really started with that love of teaching the game from a fundamental standpoint, and, you know, Coach Aaron Shuck and I have, you know, really just worked over the past year putting this website together. And as we were talking on the ride up here, just trying to make it simple, you know, not trying to, you know, do too much or, you know, put entire playbooks on there. But, hey, we watch the San Antonio Spurs, you know, baseline out of bounds. Hey, we're going to draw it up on our fast draw and, you know, put it up there on the website for everybody to see.
Unlike a resource that helps everybody get better at their craft. That's been the mission of these young ladies that have come here and have competed up to this point. And so far, they've done a great job. Again,
yeah.
Caroline Patrick working on the glass.
I love Patrick's activity, her willingness to play on the interior, as well as, you know, her ability to shoot. A rare errant shot there by Lily Carter, But I really like the fact that number 26 there, Mary Triplett, set up that shot, by penetrating and pitching.
Oh yeah, Triplet, no stranger to doing that. Every webcast we're able to carry that features her always showcases that energy, her ability to set the table, but also knock down that southpaw three as well. As Eubank kicks it over to her.
And even though she's left-handed, you can see that she's very confident putting it on the deck to the right hand.
Yeah.
Even more so almost sometimes with the right hand than the left hand.
I've seen players that. No, go ahead, Hemi.
No, I was just going to say Shelby Gibson has just done a terrific job in this first game set of rebounding the basketball. She's constantly there on the weak side, cleaning up that weak side glass, and even though she missed that free throw right there, she's been real solid at the line too.
And she's right in there eating glass as usual. Misses the free throw. Focus on going to get it. She does just that. Another putback inside.
That's tough right there. I'm sorry, Marcus, and I apologize to all the young ladies that are out there, but I'm not sure there's anybody on the court that can guard Lily Carter. When she gets going downhill to that right hand, you can forget about it.
Just that athleticism, that length, and then, you talked about her being able to finish with that particular hand, that play, but she could finish with both. Just a hard player to keep out, away from the rim. Then hard to stop from finishing once she gets there.
Yeah, when she gets going downhill, it's over. And if her jumper's going, good luck.
Gibson going to show the range off from the top of the key.
And now you can start to see why Shelby Gibson, the 3-star rating post player, class of 2016. You can see why, schools all over the region have, inquired about her. Plays with Coach Chris Brown and Team Tennessee, and a nice post up right there. Bring it, Coach Shuck right there, drawing it up, bringing the big girl out, and then putting the wing inside. Alexis Whittington with a nice lay-in.
Great finish there by Whittington. Definitely sealed the defender off, but also a good entry pass there by Maddie Wright, who continues to do things right so far here today. Love the versatility I've seen from both Wright as well as Gibson. We saw Gibson leading the break there, making a nice pass. They don't get the bucket, but you're still able to see what she can bring to the table.
Here's Whittington again down in the paint. Can't get that to go. Good defense there by Michelle Johnson.
Could understand how you could say Michael Johnson, Hemi, for those that might not know the correlation.
Yeah, Michael going to be a freshman at the University of Notre Dame this year. Of course, Michelle's sister. Michelle doing a good job already of establishing her own name. But this is number 81, Lejeay Davidson here with the pull-up jumper. Now that's back-to-back jumpers by Davidson. Davidson, a talented player here from the Nashville area, plays with Coach Spencer Richardson and the Lady Zoom. Kid that Coach Richardson's really bragged upon over the years, and she's really showing her talent very well here this afternoon at the CoachHemi.com fall workout.
See her there on defense. Here's Maddie Wright up top. Back out top to Wright. Gibson's going to knock that out of bounds. Gibson able to show the lateral movement there.
No doubt, and this is a matchup that I wanted to see, quite honestly, between the two post players, and another good finish there by Alexis. I wanted to see the matchup between Wright and Gibson to see, which one of the two, could have the edge, and I would say that, they both played, very well, giving each other troubles in their own spots.
Yeah. A lot of times, guard play can be the the more appealing matchups, the more of the headline grabbers. But I think anytime you look at a camp where you're able to get those types of matchups in the post with what those players bring to the table, it's really a treat.
Yeah, no doubt. And you mentioned the word before, versatility with both of these kids. They can both step out to the perimeter, hit the jumper. They can also make the high-low feed. But at the same time, they're not trying to be guards. They understand their role. and they do a good job on the interior as well.
Yeah, we've all met, played for or against the post that plays like their contract only says they can shoot threes. Spin move by Matty Wright in the finish. And that's going to do it for game one here at the CoachHemi.com fall workout. Marcus Burnett, joined by J.L. Hemingway, and we'll catch you back here for our next 3 games here live from Lebanon, Tennessee.